Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nora Mazli binti Azman and I will explain about the Nexus background. So Nexus was established in 2014 and founded by a group of highly experienced infrastructure contractors that have the expertise in this field. So in an effort to provide total solution for infrastructure development in the information and communication technology ICT sector. In year 2018, they also been certified as ISO 9001-2015 by DAS to demonstrate their commitment toward project management system in delivering world-class quality and service for their clients. In the spirit of teamwork, they managed to achieve 300% turnover from 2014 and continuously commit themselves to a yearly revenue of 20 million. So they assure that their unified team spirit will lead them to next milestone of success in achieving their mission and vision. So next is the services of Nexus. So Nexus is poised to deliver niches services such as construction of bridge, infrastructure works, TNB infrastructure, and cabling works, fiber to the home, outside plant related fiber works for OSP, fiber maintenance support, construction of telecommunication on tower, cabins, and M&E work, lightning protection work, and among others. A registered contractor under MOF, CIDB, SEDA, MPIA, MINDEF, TNB, TM, Sapura, and Sakofa, Malaysia. Nexus is also an approved contractor and partner with Maxis, Sunway Group, Silver Ridge Group, Tyco Odyssey, and Wuhan Fiber Home. So the last one is the expansion. The expansion is in achieving their company goals. They are expanding their business core services into the renewable energy sector this year. So they are geared up as competitive and competent contractors to undertake the engineering, procurement, construction, and commissioning EPCC works in order to participate in net energy monitoring market, which was promoted aggressively by our Ministry of Energy, Science, Technology, Environment and Climate Change. And the last one is the achievement. They are so proud to say with their current achievement was built with Nexus believer, and they work as a family to aim their goal to become a reality.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wan Kamil Firas. So I will continue our presentation to identify the risk cause effect in Nexus Communication Company. So first risk we can see is worker injury. Workers injury pose significant risk in the construction and other labor intensive industry. When the employee lack proper safety training, they may not recognize hazard or know how to mitigate them effectively. Additionally, inadequate protective equipment leave workers vulnerable to accident. Unsafe work conditions such as poorly maintained equipment or cluttered workspace further increase the likelihood of injuries. The effect of workers' injury include decreased productivity due to the absenteeism, increased healthcare costs for treatment, and also potential legal issue for employer who fail to comply with the safety regulations. Second risk, if we can see here, is a structural collapse. Okay, structural collapse can have a severe consequences for construction project. Several causes contribute to this risk. First is a poor quality materials compromise the integrity of building or infrastructure. Second, inadequate soil testing lead to unstable foundation. And finally, architectural or engineering flaw result in structural weakness. So the effect of a structural collapse include injuries to worker on site, project delays due to rebuilding or repairs, and increase the cost associated with the rectifying the collapse as well. And then for the third risk, which is fall from height. So fall from elevated position are a common risk in a construction and maintenance work. So costs include the lack of fall protection, such as guardrail, safety nets, or harness. Unsafe scaffolding and inadequate training also part of the causes. So the effect of fall from the height include injuries ranging from the minor to fatal, project delay due to investigation, and increased healthcare costs for treating falls related injuries. So we go into the next risk. So jump into the next risk, which is electrical hazard. So electrical hazard are prevalent in various industries. So inadequate electrical safety practices, such as failing to follow proper protocol, such as locking up equipment before maintenance, can expose workers to live wires. Additionally, faulty equipment or damaged wiring increase the risk. Poor site management during construction or maintenance further compound this hazard. The effects include electrical shock or burns to worker, fire hazard, and a potential legal issue for non-compliance. And then the next risk, which is the hazardous material exposure. So handling hazardous material requires care. Improper handling and storage of chemical pose risk to workers. Lack of personal protective equipment, such as gloves and masks, can harm workers exposed to hazardous substances. Adequate training is essential to ensure safe practices. The effect of hazardous material exposure include health issues, potential environmental damage, and regulatory non-compliance. Last but not least, heavy equipment accident. Operating heavy machinery demands caution. Lack of training for inexperienced operator can lead to mishandling equipment and accident. So equipment malfunction is another cause, resulting in injuries or damage. Inadequate maintenance, such as neglecting regular check and repair, increase the risk. The effect include the injuries to worker, equipment damage, and a potential legal issue. So that's it from me. So we go into the next part.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Nur Hafiz Nur Azman. So today I will explain about evaluating the potential risk. For the A, the risk matrix table is a fundamental tool in the real of workplace safety and risk management, providing a structure framework for assessing and categorizing potential risk associated with the various activities. It operates on two primary axes, like likelihood of occurrence and severity of consequence. The likelihood axis evaluates how probably it is for an incident or risk event to happen, ranging from low to high probability. Meanwhile, the severity axis assesses the potential impact or seriousness of an incident spanning from minor consequence to catastrophic outcomes. Based on the plot, likelihood and severity of each identified risk, the risk matrix table categorizes risk into distant zone. Low risk is green zone, moderate risk is yellow zone, high risk orange zone, and critical risk is red zone. Risks in the green zone are categorized by low likelihood and low severity, typically manageable with routine control. Moving up the scale, risks in the yellow zone may have moderate likelihood with moderate severity or higher likelihood with lower severity, requiring vigilant monitoring and specific control to prevent escalation. The orange zone denotes high risk area with either high likelihood and moderate severity or lower likelihood but high severity, demanding immediate attention and robust mitigation strategy. Lastly, the red zone signify critical risk with both high likelihood and high severity, posing significant threat that necessitate urgent action and comprehensive risk management plan to mitigate potential harm. The application of the risk metric table offers several benefits to organization. It enables prioritization of risk based on their potential impact, allowing businesses to allocate resources effectively to address critical area first. Moreover, the clear visual representation of risk facilitate communication among stakeholders, ensuring everyone understand the severity and likelihood of identify risk. This aid in informed decision making by guiding leader and manager in allocating resources for risk prevention, mitigation, and response strategies, thereby enhancing workplace safety and operational resilience. In conclusion, the risk metric table serves as a cornerstone in risk management by providing a systematic approach to evaluate and classify risks according to their likelihood and severity. By embracing this structure methodology, organization can proactively manage risk, safeguard their operation against disruptions, and foster a culture of risk awareness and proactive risk mitigation that promote sustainable growth and resilience in a dynamic business environment. So for the B, the Likert scale table is a widely used tool in survey research to gauge respondent attitude, opinion, or behavior toward a series of statements or questions. Named after its creator Francis Likert, this scale provides a structured method for quantifying subjective experience. It typically consists of a series of statements or questions that respondents are asked to rate based on a predefined scale of responses. These responses typically range from strongly disagree to strongly agree, often with midpoint representing neutrally. The Likert scale enable researchers to capture nuances, variation in respondent attitude or perceptions, providing quantitative data that can be statically analyzed. Each statement is like a Likert scale table is carefully crafted to address specific aspect of the topic being studied, ensuring clarity and relevant to the research objective. Respondents are asked to select the response option that best reflect their agreement or disagreement with each statement. This method not only allow for the measurement of individual attitude, but also facilitate comparison across group or over time. The Likert scale table simplicity, flexibility, and ability to generate quantitative data make it an invaluable tool in field ranging from psychology and sociology to market research and organizational study, enable research to gain insight into complex human behavior and opinion efficiently. Table of risk evolution. I will thus demonstrate the risk assessment of risk cost based on the explanation provided in para 2.0 identify the risk cost effect above. As the figure on the side illustrates, level 4 is affected by the danger of a worker accident since level 2 is the most likely scenario, which is represented by the yellow zone. In the same way, that level 4 is affected by the risk of structural collapse and falling from height. Level 2 and 1 are affected by the potential of this event occurring. Regarding the danger that will arise in the case of an electrical hazard or other potential threat, this risk is in the orange zone, which is extremely serve if something similar occur at level 5 and potentially even at level 2. According to the chart on the side, the net risk may be classified in the yellow zone and has an impact at level 3 and likelihood at level 3 and 2. Respectively, for hazardous material exposure and heavy equipment accident, you have to take all of these risks very seriously if you want to avoid unintended consequence.
Assalamualaikum sir, with me in 4.0, identify the impact, in bracket risk metric. Identify the level of frequency and severity of the risk. Risk number 1 is workers' injury. The moderate risk level is based on the balance between impact and likelihood. While workers' injuries can have significant consequences in bracket impact, they are not extremely common in bracket likelihood. Adequate safety training and protocols are essential to mitigate these risks. Risk number 2 is structural collapse. Similar to risk number 1, the moderate risk level considers both impact and likelihood. Structural failures can cause severe harm and property damage in bracket impact, but proper engineering and construction practices reduce the likelihood. Regular inspections and quality control are crucial to manage these risks. Risk number 3 is fall from height. The low risk level reflects the lower likelihood. Fall from height can result in serious injuries or fatalities in bracket impact, but with proper safety measures, the likelihood can be minimized. Implement preventive measures to maintain safety. Risk number 4 is electrical hazards. The high risk level emphasizes the significant impact. Electrical accidents can cause severe injuries, fires, and even fatalities. Proper electrical installation and maintenance reduce the likelihood. Strict adherence to safety standards is critical. Risk number 5 is hazardous material exposure. The high risk level considers both impact and likelihood. Exposure to hazardous material can lead to health issues and environmental damage. Handling protocols and protective gear minimize the risk. Proper storage, labeling, and training are essential. Risk number 6 is heavy equipment accident. The moderate risk level balance impact and likelihood. Accidents involving heavy equipment can cause injuries and damage in bracket impact, but proper training and maintenance reduce the likelihood. Strict safety guidelines are necessary to manage these risks. Let's talk about the risk level based on metric tables. Risk number 1 is workers' injury. Risk level medium. While the metric indicates low, it should be considered medium. Mitigate this risk by prioritizing safety training and protective measures for workers. Risk number 2 is structural collapse. Risk level medium. Structural collapse is indeed a medium risk scenario. Regular inspection and adherence to safety standards are crucial to prevent such incidents. Risk number 3 is falls from height. Risk level medium. Fall from elevated area remain a significant risk. Implement fall protection measures, safety harnesses, and guard rails to mitigate this risk. Risk number 4 is electrical hazard. Risk level high. Electrical hazard can have severe consequences. Regular maintenance, proper grounding, and safety protocols are essential to minimize this risk. Risk number 5 is hazardous material exposure. Risk level medium. Exposure to hazardous material falls into the medium risk category. Ensure proper handling, protective gear, and training. Risk number 6 is heavy equipment accident. Risk level medium. While the metric indicates low, heavy equipment accidents should be considered a medium risk. Adhere to safety guidelines and provide operator training. Thank you for your attention to details.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Khairul Effendi bin Kamaludin. For the step 5, risk management strategies, we have selected high-rate analysis as our risk management strategies. This analysis is very effective and easy to understand. It is containing the hazard identification to identify the risk assessment to assess the risk and use risk assessment metrics to determine risk response strategy among strategic, structure, and operational. Lastly is the risk control to implement the recommended control measures and contingency plans, also to monitor and revise for the future improvement. Based on the chosen sector, which is construction, we have selected 2 takaful products to manage the risk. Number 1 is cyber insurance, and second is employers liability insurance. Now, please allow me to explain about cyber insurance. First, the function and objective. Risk mitigation. Mitigate financial losses resulting from cyber risk. Business continuity. Maintain operation and recover swiftly. For the legal and regulatory compliance, cyber insurance takaful assists in meeting legal requirements. And reputation and protection, it helps safeguard reputation. For suitability to overcome the issues, first, data dependency protects against data breaches and system disruptions. Supply chain risk cover supply chain disruption caused by cyber incidents. For the project delays, it ensures financial stability during delays. For the third-party liabilities, it covers liabilities claim. The improvement areas. First, tailored coverage. It customized policy to address specified cyber risk phases. Second, education and training. Promote cyber security awareness among employees. And third, rapid response services. Enhance post-incident support. Next, I will explain about employers' liability insurance. First, the function and objective. Protection for employers. This policy indemnifies employers against their legal liability by employees during employment. Claimants' cost coverage. Cover the cost incurred by claimants pursuing compensation. Compliance with legal requirement. Ensure compliance with legal obligation. Next, suitability to overcome the issue. First, risk exposure. It safeguards nexus from liability arising due to workplace incident. Second, contractual obligation. Provide liability coverage. And third, employee welfare. By compensating injured employees, it supports their financial stability. Lastly, improvement areas. Enhance coverage. Tailor policy to address specified construction risks. Second, risk prevention. Encourage safety measures to reduce incident and claims. And last, claim handling efficiency. Streamline claim process for faster resolution. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum.
So, in conclusion, the risk management for Nexus Communication Syndrome Berhad in the construction industry has highlighted several critical risks, including worker injuries, structural collapses, falls from heights, electrical hazard, hazardous material explosion, and heavy equipment accidents. The systematic evaluation using a risk matrix and Likert scale has enabled the prioritization of these risks based on their severity and likelihood. And effective risk management strategies, including rigorous safety training, regular inspections, and adherence to safety protocols, are essential in mitigating these risks. The adoption of cyber insurance and employers' liability insurance takaful product further strengthens Nexus' ability to manage risk by providing financial protection and ensuring compliance with legal requirements. So, by continuously monitoring and revising their risk management plan, Nexus can maintain a safe communication environment, protect their employees, and ensure the successful execution of their construction projects. This proactive approach will support Nexus in achieving sustained growth and maintaining its reputation for delivering high-quality infrastructure solutions.